Conquering the Beast. And this book is all about child abuse and things along those lines. So Patricia, how did you write this book? I mean, what made you want to write it?
Well, when I was growing up, I was exposed to a lot of abuse, and I kept it quiet. And when I turned 59, I decided it was time to let it out, because I found so many people who never wanted to talk about it. So it's a subject that I think that is still going on and that people are not aware of. It doesn't matter what kind of economic background they have. This is something that we should be aware of, and it is something that is very crucial to a child growing up.
So you hid this all your life until age 59.
Yes, I did. When I was young, I thought I was protecting my younger brothers from the abuse, so I tried to use it to protect them, to keep my father from abusing them. I would use it like, okay, you did this to me, and so I don't want you to do it to them. So it actually stopped him from actually abusing them as much as he did me. And then when I got older, I went to counseling, and they finally said, you're going to have to confront your father. And the only way I could confront him was to write a book. And so when I wrote the book, I actually got a chance to confront him. But he was then 80 years old. He was in the hospital. He was dying. And I asked him, why did you do this to me? He raped me. And he said, I'm sorry. I loved you. I'm sorry for the trouble I caused you. So that kind of spurred me on, because, you know, rape and the sexual abuse and all the things that happened to me has changed my life. You know, I am a different person than I would have been if I'd had parents who really cared about me. So all my life I've looked for love. I've married 3 times, and each time the husbands that I've married have been abusive. So I'm looking to start a foundation that people understand that it's okay to talk about this. And the more we talk about it, the less likely it is to happen.
Now, over the years, a lot of folks who are sexually abused, they turn to drugs or alcohol in order to kind of calm themselves or deal with the past. Did you ever find yourself in that boat?
No, I didn't. What I did is I turned to education. Books was what I lived through. Books was what I absorbed. I used to read a book a day, and I would become the character in the book. So I kind of put myself into that family and forgot about what I was dealing with. So I became I have a Juris Doctorate, and so I have strove to become very well educated.
Again, this morning we are talking with local author Patricia Boyer-Wiseman, talking about her book all about child abuse. The book is called Conquering the Beast. In this case, the beast would be your father.
Yes, it was.
My stepfather or birth father?
No, my birth father. He was a very abusive person. For some reason, he singled me out, and I was the one that he did the most abuse to. When he abused me, I was probably 13, and then from 13 to about 15, he started out, you know, just making lewd comments or making gestures towards me. And then one day he picked me up while I was trying on a bathing suit and raped me. And from then on, I had no idea. I didn't know if this was real or something that fathers did to daughters. I had no idea that it was wrong, but it felt wrong. And so this is what I want to say. It is wrong, and I want people to understand that it's okay to talk about it. And I want people to call me. I want to be able to express myself. I want them to be able to express themselves. And one of the things that I want you to realize is that murder ends. They're dead. Rape goes on forever. you never forget it. It changes your life for the rest of your life. And that's what I want people to know. So I want everyone to realize that yes, you can talk about this. This is something we've got to get out, and we've got to form a coalition together to make people understand that this is wrong. This is absolutely wrong.
For anyone who has read about some of the details in regards to child sexual abuse victims, they face a number of problems all throughout their life, including depression, just to name one, and many other things as well. They can't carry on normal, loving relationships like others because it's almost as if something in their brain is messed up because of the trauma that occurred to them when they were a child, and their brain never fully developed as a child. Did you face that?
Yes, I did. Like I did, you know, I've been married 3 times, and each time I've married a beast. And, you know, it's hard to figure out why I keep doing that, but it's something that I have always done, and that's why I wrote the book. I want people to understand what a beast is. And a beast can be a man or a woman, it can be someone you work for, it can be a friend, but beasts are in everyone. And that's why I want them to understand the characteristics of a beast so that they don't marry a beast or they get involved with a beast.
Now you say you actually came out about this at age 59. How old are you today?
60.
So this was just last year that you told everybody this.
Yes, I did. It caused a lot of controversy. I had to go under a pen name called Diane Fogel because there are people still alive, and my publisher thought that perhaps maybe we would get sued. But you know, I really don't care because I think this is such an important topic that I want people to understand that this is something that we have got to get out in the public. I have talked to so many people, men and women, who have said, I have been abused. And I think that this is something that is hidden still.
You know, you read statistics on sexual abuse, child sexual abuse in particular, and you see numbers, and I don't know what the exact numbers are. But
It's every 4 minutes a child is raped.
Here in the U.S.
Yeah,
And you're thinking it's probably bigger than that, you think?
probably, because we don't know the people who are not telling us this.
What would you say to somebody who has been sexually abused as a child? Let's say they're 40, 50 years old themselves right now. What would you tell them?
I would tell them to join a group of people who understand what they have been going through. I don't believe that psychologists, which I think that that's important, but I don't believe that that's the only people that they should be talking to, because unless you've been raped, unless you've been abused, you have no idea what the effects are on you.
So you're saying get involved with others who have been through similar experiences and talk to them.
Yes, and that's one of the things that I have wanting to offer is I will get involved with people. I want to help people get past this. So I'm willing to give them my number and have them call me, 615-496-3727. I want people to get involved, and let's get this started. Let's get a coalition started where we're talking about this, where people are going on other radio stations and people are forming groups. We need to get this started.
Have you had any closure yourself yet?
When I wrote the book, it was very hard. It brought back memories that I wanted to bury. I actually got very angry that this happened to me, and then finally when I went to the hospital and heard my father say that the only thing that he said was, I love you and I'm sorry for what I did to you. The trouble I caused you is what he said. And that closed it up because I knew he never loved me. He never understood me. He never gave me that unconditional love that a parent should give a child. It's a horrible, horrible thing to have happen to you. And like I said, it never, ever, ever leaves you.
Has this made you untrusting of other people in your life? I mean, do you look at a father and a daughter, let's say, at a restaurant and say,
Oh my God.
that worries me?
When my daughter was young, I had divorced and he had, of course, visitation, and I used to worry that he would molest my daughter on the way home or home when he got there, or sometime during the visit, and I constantly was scared that somebody would molest my daughter. So I was hovering over her too much. She has never been exposed to any kind of abuse, but it was unfair to her father, but it's just the way I am. I suspect everybody.
Right now, that time, 8:46. We're going to